Happy Friday. How are you doing? Hopefully, everyone is doing well. I'm just here. I just trying to get back to some lives and wanted to do a Friday connection call. So, hey, if you're here, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to try and start doing these on Fridays. It's kind of an open to whatever you want connection call. So, live video, whatever it is, I don't know. And for those of you who don't know, I'm Michelle Pate, your Harmony Warrior, and I'm really just here to help you live in harmony with yourself and with others and your dreams. So think of it mind, body, spirit, however you want to think about it. That's kind of my mission, to live an authentic life and help you to do the same. So again, Michelle Pate with your Happiness Warrior. And I'm just here. So I wanted to talk about what harmony, just for a little bit, I wanted to talk about what harmony means to me and what it has done for me. That pull between your mind and your spirit, your soul, your desires, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter what's called. That was really high for me for many, many years. Like, I want to do this, but I should do this. I want to I want to please everyone, but I'm tired and exhausted. I can't. I want a business and a family, and I can't have both. I want to, I don't know, whatever, speak up and have my voice heard, and I need to be quiet. That's what I've always been told. So for me, harmony is bringing all of that into, I don't know, the right word is balance, because it's you're perfectly thing, but sometimes one takes over, but then the other one comes in. And so it's kind of the harmony is where it's just, where it's going to be. You're in okay. You feel like your desires and your practical actually work together and come together, and they are progressing. So harmony is just this interesting, I don't know, um, for me it sounds like it's like this interesting concept, and it's something that I've definitely come to find in my life, and I'm here to help you find. And it's, how do you start things, and how do you not give up, and how do you like have this and that? I mean, it's all of that. How do you let your mind, your smart mind have a say, but your heart have a say? Um, and there's ways. One of those ways for me is to quiet the mind through mindset work, to learn that my mind isn't always correct. Our mind actually speaks a lot of our fears, and our fears are what are limiting beliefs that happened before we were even 5 or 6 years old, usually. So think of, if you've got kids and all, think of how they see things at 5 years old, and they don't see it from the adult perspective. They see it from a kid's perspective. Um, Mommy gets mad if I make a mess. Let's just say that one. So therefore, you always have to be neat and in order. And that concept of always being neat and in order and together can take throughout your life and play into what you do. And until you realize that that's just a belief that got set when you were 5 years old, and it's not necessarily the case, it can really mess with you. That's where part of perfectionism. You can't have it messy. You're not allowed to have it messy. And I'm not saying moms did that. I'm not. But sometimes we just forget that that was a perspective of a kid and mom's response to something, and we need to change that and allow ourselves to be a little messy. Um, and that's where coaching and being able to identify that comes in. So, anyways, that's a little bit about what harmony is. And for me, I have learned to just be more at peace. And that's really what my clients have gotten. They're just more at peace. Like, so many of us moms, women, we've given up on our dreams because it doesn't make sense with our families. And I've helped them learn to weave the two together so they can have both. because honestly, our families can't be happy if we're not happy. Um, we can't teach our kids happiness when we're miserable. So, by learning to follow our dreams and incorporate ours, we create more of a happiness and a path for our children too. So, it does matter, moms, that you are happy. Um, and it's just an interesting. I love where I was I shouldn't say I love where I was 5 years ago. Where I was 5 years ago was not in harmony. I it was black or white for me, all or nothing. Um, it's a pattern in my life that I've had, and so coming to learn harmony, that I can have this and that. Maybe this takes over at times, but that comes back at times, and join to the yin and yang of life, the male, the female, the mind, the heart, the mind, the spirit, and how that affects us in our body and everything is part of what I'm here for. And it's to live that authentic, badass warrior life. As I talked about last week, it's about living in your higher self, the self that's um, just loving life and having fun and does all the things that they want to do, and they've learned how to do that and incorporate that and listening to their soul and their intuition and everything. And that's what living your higher self, your being that, stepping into that higher self is my goal, and it's to help you do that as I do it for myself. um, and tools to do that, I'm going to talk about tools. Let's see, tools. As you know, I pull cards. That's just a tool, one tool that I use, because there's this concept of energy and all of that. We can talk about that. But when you're listening to your soul, you don't always hear it to begin with. And pulling a card is just a way to remind you that there's a whole other concept and something that wants to talk to you besides your mind. Another, and as I said, mindset. That's a great tool. Learning to quiet the mind through meditation. That's another tool. So I'm listing 3 tools right here. How to get? I say holding up 4 fingers, but 3 tools so far. How to get to more harmony. Listening to your soul, one way. Pulling cards. Letting people talk to you, having good conversations, doing meditation, quieting the mind, allowing your spirit to talk. Um, Another tool that's great is journaling, mindset work, just knowing, catching those thoughts that are like negative and all of that, and going, where is that coming from? Why do I have this thought? I'm just going to quiet this thought. I want this thought to go away. And sometimes it can go away that way, and sometimes you just have to ask it. And if it's your subconscious talking, which does talk to you and tries to protect you, remind yourself that you're now an adult. You're not a kid. And that's part of how we get to harmony. Anyways, I'm just here to connect. It didn't look like anyone's jumping on, so I'm going to say bye. But, anyways, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay safe. Speak your soul. Speak your mind. It's okay. For anyone, again, doesn't know, I'm Michelle Pate, your harmony warrior. I'm just helping you step into your higher self. That's my mission. Thanks, and have a great weekend.